Hello, my name is Kat, and this is my spiritual journey. I am going to be using this Haters Exposed deck. I don't know, I really don't like to think about haters and stuff like that. Even though, I mean, they are useful. There's definitely usually very valuable lessons when dealing with haters, or when even being a hater yourself, right? But I think people are more likely to believe that they have haters than to believe that they are somebody's hater. Let's see. Blackmail, digging up dirt on you to use later. It sucks too, because it seems like most of the haters that people have, or that we have in general, are usually people that are closest to us. People, friends, family, ex-lovers, people really close to us, and it really stings when we either have an inkling of knowing that they're a hater, or if they just come out and say that they're a hater, Their social media posts are directed towards you. That happens a lot in general, right? Energy vampire, excessively demanding your attention and emotional support. Could be somebody that needs to have a lot of attention, obviously. Maybe, with haters, I feel like even with this deck, at first I didn't want to use it. I was like, it felt like, I don't know, kind of drama-y. That's not even a word, but, yeah, it felt kind of silly, but I think the biggest lesson with haters is not so much who they are, but again, the lessons we learn from them, or I feel like it's more about us, taking it inward, I don't get triggered so much now, but I did a lot in my past, and especially when I was younger. I can remember being my cat. I can remember being jealous of a childhood friend, and I would be so jealous, and I would get triggered by her. Of course, I didn't know that I was getting triggered back then. I was a kid, but and even through my adult life, I remember still continuing to have this jealousy towards her in my 20s, and maybe even in my 30s a little bit. But it was because I saw her parents pouring into her. I saw that she came from a family that loved her, and she had a good relationship with her mom and her dad, and they did things for her. They wanted her to thrive. They were on her team. And my home life was quite different. It was my mom abused me really badly and let others abuse me from a very young age, from 4 years old until I was 10, and then even after that she abused me until she couldn't abuse me anymore, and then that's when stuff happened or whatever. But once I did that internal work, and I understood why I was jealous of her. It was obviously because I wanted what she had. I wanted that love and support that she had from her family that I didn't have, and to be honest, I still really don't have. But I learned that all I really need is to love myself and to be my own support system. Of course, it's always nice to have a support system, and I do have a small support system. I don't want to say that I don't, but that love really has to be internal first, because we are going to stay with ourselves until forever, right? Like, even after this planet or realm that we're on, we're still going to be with ourselves. We have our soul. So I think the sooner we figure out how to love ourselves and how to grow, the better off we'll be. So, like, I don't get jealous now, or I mean, every once in a while I do, but if somebody does something that bothers me and I do get triggered, I ask myself why I'm getting triggered, and I try to figure out that core reason of what is making me feel like that, and I try to fix it if it's on my end. If it's something I can't fix, well, then I try to figure out ways that I can deal with it, or how to remove myself from the situation. But a lot of times people don't want to do all that work, and it is a lot of work. It's a lot of internal work. It's a lot of being vulnerable to yourself. It's a lot of ego death, you know. But it is a lot of work, and a lot of people just don't want to do it. Sometimes they don't even know how to do it or how to go about it. So it's easier for them to lash out at others and to get that immediate gratification to help them to feel better in that moment. But it never really goes away. It just stays, and they end up hurting themselves more in the long run by destroying good, solid relationships that they could have had, you know? But anyway, let's continue. Unexplained body, welts, bruises, and scratches. Unexplained freak accidents. Are they sending the evil eye? They can't stand to see you smile. Oh, if somebody can't stand to see you smile, oh man, that feels like super harsh. Like, there must be a lot of hate in their heart to not want to see somebody else smile. Like, to me it feels like somebody that's very broken. Let me see. Ooh, this could be a business rival. Somebody who can't stand your grind and hustle. Somebody who doesn't like to see you shine. They will play victim once they know they're losing. This person causing you negativity could be an earth sign. Let's get some more info on this. Let's get some tarot. Some insight to who is hating on you. I'm getting hot again. Okay, let me see. Okay, the person hating on you could be somebody you work with. Somebody who is afraid of you moving ahead of them in some way. This could be an earth sign for sure. More earth is coming out here. Could be a Libra. This could be somebody who feels like they're running out of time. This could be somebody that thinks too much. This could be a Virgo. This could be a Taurus, Capricorn. This could be somebody like born in the year of the horse. This feels like somebody who wants to go places, but they don't want to do the work. It almost feels like they take credit for other people's work. Or say you're doing a task and you're doing a spectacular job and you're almost done with the task. It's almost completed, and then this person comes and does one little thing, like say they sweep the floor, and then all of a sudden they're part of that whole project when they really did nothing, but now they're claiming credit over it because they touched one little thing in it. That's what it feels like. This is somebody who is burdened by the role that you play. This definitely feels like it could be something in a work environment. They see that you're getting noticed, and they might be getting noticed as well, but it feels like they like to be the only one that gets noticed, or like maybe they're so used to getting attention and getting noticed, and then all of a sudden the energy and attention is being shifted, and they don't like the way that feels. Again, instead of doing that internal work to figure out why that is triggering them, it's just easier for them to try to bring you down, or to try to make sure that you don't accomplish a goal, or that you don't outdo them in some capacity. Yeah, they are totally interfering. They're interfering with stuff in your workplace. You could be a Sagittarius. This is somebody who could message you, or kind of be friendly with you on the outside. This could be a Taurus. This could, again, somebody you work with. Somebody who's afraid of change. So that might be the whole thing that's like that work that they have to do. It's like all of this could be triggering them because they're afraid of change. They're afraid of having to change themselves. Like, a lot of people fear change, and usually, I mean, even if it works out for the best, it is still scary, not knowing what to expect, not knowing if we're going to fail or not fail, having to be brave in that moment. Especially with the way the world is, everything feels so like not real. And sometimes that's all we can rely on, is having our own little system, our own little routine. Like, sometimes that's what gets us through the day, because like when we're having a bad day, good day, whatever, we still have that routine that we can rely on. But they're not going to stop you. So haters can hate, but they're not going to stop you. Whoever this is for, you're definitely somebody who is okay to do the work. You're willing to learn how to achieve more out of your life. And this person is actively, oh my god, that scared me, actively stabbing you in the back. So they're actively talking crap to you. They could be talking crap about you to a boss, to somebody in charge. I feel like you probably already know who this is, or you have an inkling. I would definitely defend your energy, but don't sink down to that level. it can be extremely difficult not to, because you know our first instinct is to try to, like, if we know somebody's messing with us, is like, you know, to act out. I mean, we don't, but there's other options. There's options for you coming through. This person is, by them not willing to do that internal work and not willing to change or transform in any way, they are limiting themselves in so many ways, like where it feels like whoever's watching this is somebody who is willing to do the hard work and willing to grow. And by doing this, it's giving you options. It's giving you solid keys to unlocking other things, other ways of living life, other opportunities, like, and this isn't just like opportunities in jobs, like opportunities in everything, you know. Yes. Ooh, this could be somebody that might have a little drinking problem. That sucks. You know, sometimes so we tend to self-medicate instead of dealing with our traumas, and I can definitely speak on that. I self-medicated for years. Since I was like 12 years old, I started drinking, and I'm 50 years old, and I will be sober 4 years on the 19th of this month. So it's, when you're drinking, you are not in a very good frame of mind, and you tend to make things a lot larger than they actually are. And then it's like you're adding all these extra traumas to your own life instead of dealing with the trauma at hand or the traumas that you need to work on. It's like you're breeding more trauma for yourself, which is terrible. Any advice? Any advice? What? I want to take this one. Oh, there's two. So, your advice is to just give, it's going to sound so terrible, or not terrible, but the advice is to show them love regardless of how they treat you. I wouldn't say like go up to them and be like, oh, I love you, but you can show them love silently. You can give them grace. It doesn't mean you have to allow them in your energy, though. Like, definitely be aware. If you know who this person is, like, keep them at a distance, arm's length, you know? Don't tell them your stuff. Stay silent. You know, you don't need to tell them your next moves. Keep them guessing. You know what I mean? And if they want to watch you, whatever. It's their thing. But I would be very careful also, like, keep your ego in check, you know? If you think that they are watching you, don't start acting, you know, all crazy or anything. Like, don't act irrational. I wouldn't even really act in any negative way. I would just show them love. You know how they say pray for your enemies? Pray for them, you know? Yeah. Again, another work card. Just keep working and doing your thing and do what makes you happy, regardless of, my kid, regardless of who's near you. She's a Virgo. Just know the energy that's near you and know when and who to cut off. The end.